Okay, now we try to look at the example that we will use ratio analysis together with trend analysis. I have income statement for 3 years, right? 2007 to 2009 income statements, balance sheet as well for the same period, 07 to 09, right? And here is how do we deal with those statements. You can calculate the ratio, right? A is profitability ratio. You can start from ROE. You need to know formula, right? Once you know formula, you can put the number from income statement and balance sheet into equation, and you calculate from 07, 08, and 09. And you can know the trend, right? You see ROE is better, higher is better. So it decreased, right? Decreased from 07, 08, and 09. So you were worst, right? It has been worse since 07. ROA as well do the same thing, right? You worse compared to 07, and you a little bit better from 09 to from 08 to 09. You better, right? Or 09 is better than 08. Okay, so the rest of it you can follow it, and then what you need to know is to memorize or know the formula and put the right number from the right financial statements into the format, right? And the formula, so that you can interpret and analyze, right? Like total asset turnover, right? This is B, asset utilization ratio. Total asset turnover, sale divided by total asset, right? So higher better. So you are worse from 07 to 08, you're worse, right? And then from 08 to 09, you are a little bit better, right? And here is financial leverage ratio, right? D ratio is gearing. Higher means riskier. You can calculate by yourself, and then you know higher number means riskier. Here is liquidity ratio, right? Liquidity ratio. You can also calculate by use the formula current ratio, current asset divided by current liability. Higher means more liquid. So 08 is less liquid than 07. 09 is more liquid than 08, right? And the rest of it you can follow the formula. Let's put everything together into last final example. We use Walker company to analyze the ratio. Walker company is the company that produce plastic and sell around the world, right? So when we deal with this problem, you need to do 4 steps. Number 1, you need to understand definition of each ratio. Number 2, you need to know how to calculate them, right? Number 3, interpret the ratio and analyze them. And last one, solve the problem. If your ratio is worse than industry average, or maybe you are worse compared to yourself from the past, so you need to fix or solve the problem. Well, this is statement of financial position or balance sheet for Walker, right? Walker 05 and 06. Here is also income statement 05 and 06, right, for Walker. And this one is statement of cash flow. Again, we have 3 activities, right? Cash flow from operation, cash flow from investment, and cash flow from financing activity. Cash flow from operation is supposed to be positive. If you get negative, you get trouble, right? Positive is fine. Investing activity, negative, that's mean bad. Sometimes you need to use cash to expand the business, right? And look at financing activity. You see from 06 to 05 is a lot different. You see why is a lot different? Because you use your cash to repayment of loan capital 140, right? You see 140. Negative means cash outflow. The firm try to deleverage. The firm try to use less debt in 2006, right? Credit purchase 2006 were 2142X00. World demand for plastic remaining strong. It means what? Walker will have opportunity for this, right? They can sell more next year. And these are the benchmarking information, right? This is industry average for Walker corporations, plastic industry, right? So we have all the ratios like this. So what you need to do is to perform the ratio. Maybe we start out from profitability ratio, right? Gross profit margin, gross profit margin, gross profit divided by sales, right? You know definition. Every $1 of sale, how much can you generate gross profit? Higher is better, right? Higher is better. From 05 to 06, so you are a little bit better. And when you compare 06 with the benchmark, you are worse. So you have problems, right? You need to fix problem. Maybe sell more, reduce cost of sale, right? Next one is net profit margin. Net profit margin is net profit divided by sales, right? Every $1 of sale, how much can you generate net profit? Higher is better. From 05 to 06, you are worse, right? Worse, and then you're worse than industry average, 7%. So fix the problem. Reduce operating expense, right? Is one of the solution. ROA, net income divided by total asset. It means every $1 of asset, how much can you generate net income? So higher, better. Look at yourself. You are about the same, right? 15.5%, and you're better than industry average, which is fine. ROE, you see 05 to 06, you're worse, right? Why you're worse? Because you use less debt. Remember DuPont, right? DuPont less debt, it can reduce ROE, right? This is the last component of DuPont, which is what? Equity multiplier, right? 1 divided by 1 minus DA ratio. So if we use less debt, you deleverage. You see, you deleverage. It means what? You get lower ROE. Okay, but you still better than industry average. Inventory turnover. 5.8 times compared to 5.58 times, right? So you're a little bit worse. Benchmark, you are worse, right? So you have problem of inventory. Turn to be sell slower than industry average. So you need to use the technique to convert inventory to be sell faster, right? Like JAT, for example. Total asset turnover, you are better, right? Better. Total asset turnover is sale divided by total asset, right? Every $1 of total asset, how much can you generate sale? Higher, better. This one is liquidity ratio, right? We have current ratio, current asset divided by current liability. Higher means more liquid. 1.78 is more liquid than 1.7, and is more liquid compared to acceptable standard 1/1. Quick ratio, current asset subtract with inventory divided by current liability, right? So you are less liquid from 05 to 06 and over less liquid compared to acceptable standard. So the problem is you have a lot of inventory. Day payables, you see how many days that in average that you can convert credit sales to be cash. You take longer is worse, right? So 49 days is worse than industry average 30 days. So what you need to do is to tighten the credit. Maybe give customer discount to pay early, right? Debt ratio, you see DE ratio, 05 to 06, you have less risky, right? Why? Because you deleverage. Remember, deleverage, you use a lot of cash to repay debt. Even you don't do that from 05, right? You are already acceptable, right? TE ratio, TE ratio is 10 times. 05 to 06, 40 times. TE is equal to what? EBIT divided by interest. Do we have enough EBIT to cover interest? Higher means better. So you are better, right? From 05 to 06, and it's much better than industry average 5, right? Why is that? From 10 to be 40, because again you deleverage, right? Deleverage. So here is the last slide of the chapter, right? What should be the limitation of ratio analysis, right? Number one is hard to find benchmark. Sometimes you need to find direct competitors to compare the ratio, right? Like General Electric, they sell almost everything, right? Maybe you find a hard time to find the direct competitors for GE. Differences in accounting method. Maybe sometimes you use different depreciation method. If you use different depreciation method, you get different net income. Once you get different net income, you get different ROE, right? Nothing wrong with your operation, but you just use different depreciation method, right? And then it change ROE. Window dressing means you make your ratio too good to be true in a short period of time. Maybe you try to trick someone, right? Like current ratio, you want to increase current ratio very fast. What you need to do is just go and borrow long-term money. Once you borrow long-term money, cash in current asset will be increased, right? And at the same time, current liability will be the same, right? Because this is long-term money. So current ratio will be higher instantly by borrowing long-term cash. Multiple product line. If you guys don't sell exactly the same product and service, it's sometimes very hard to compare the ratio. Ratio are static means it's already in the past, right? We try to do something better in the future. So you look at the past to get something, but not everything, right? And last one, it doesn't tell the quality of the components. Like high current ratio doesn't mean better, right? Higher doesn't mean better. Why? Look at current asset. If you have a lot of obsolete product, it means not better, right? A lot of obsolete product. Also, if you have a lot of uncollected cash from customer, you have a lot of account receivable, it doesn't mean good as well, right? So higher current ratio means more liquid. So for these chapters, as you need to remember, number one, you need to understand the definition of the ratio. Number two, you need to know how to calculate them. And number four, analyze them by using trend and benchmarking. And last one, solve the problems.